Okie doke. So, I, got this circling around my feed. I'll admit, this caught me off by guard. So, Tony and Ziva. It got canceled. I'm confused. I am so confused. I could have sworn, guys. I could have sworn this would have gone to season 2. I could have sworn this would have gone a season renewal. Like, genuinely. I thought this had all the potential to get a season 2. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on right now? So, I'm going to read this article because I am struggling. I'm at a loss for words, guys. So, yeah. Tony and Ziva canceled after one season from Paramount Plus. What the hell? God damn, let's read this, shall we? This is an article from TV Insider. I almost thought it was Variety. TV Insider. But Variety and Hollywood Reporter have also reported on this. Here's the article. It was great to have Tony and Ziva back on our screens while it lasted. NCIS spin-off on Paramount Plus, led by Michael Weatherly and Cote de Pablo, and the roles they originated on the mothership will not be back for season 2. TV Insider has learned that Tony and Ziva has been canceled after season 1. Season 1, along with the rest of the NCIS... Wait, what? Season 1, along with the rest of the NCIS series, is available to stream on Paramount Plus. We feel incredibly lucky to have had the chance to play these characters once and again and tell the next chapter of Tony and Ziva's story, says Michael Weatherly. Our deepest thanks go to the extraordinary cast, crew, writers, and producers, and to our partners at CBS Studios and Paramount Plus, who helped make this dream a reality. But most of all, we want to thank the fans around the world who joined on this adventure and finally get to see Tony and Ziva find their happily ever after. Tony and Ziva picks up after the titular characters have reunited in Paris following Ziva's supposed death. Season 1, they're on the run together after Tony's security company is framed for various crimes, and by the end of it, they've cleared their names and are together again. Raising their daughter, raising their daughter. It also stars Mita Simon, Maximilian Osinski, Julian Evedin, Nassima Benjiku, Laura Rossi, Isla Guy, Terrence Maynard, and James D'Arcy. Wow. This news means we won't see the season 1 finale alternate ending. That had been scrapped and would have kicked off season 2. That's right, because they were... Because I might have mentioned this in my finale review, even in my overall thoughts review. John McNamara, the guy who had show ran this, he had an ending for season 1 that was going to be used. And then he decided to get rid of it in case season 2 wasn't going to happen. Which, now that I think about it, maybe they thought that they weren't going to get a season 2, and that's why they didn't use it. I'm not too sure. So let's see here. Yeah, because it wasn't included, the series didn't end on a major cliffhanger. We shot a different ending, says McNamara. Much darker, much more of a cliffhanger. But when I finally looked at the cut and the wonderful work the actors did and the director did, how much I felt really connected to Tony and Ziva in that apartment with the picture of Henry, I really felt that's the end of the story. That if we were going to do something else big and thriller-ish and whatever, let's save that for season 2. It's a very different ending, and it was really well executed by the director and actors. I just made the command decisions of let's end on a rest, not a crescendo. So, okay. So maybe it's more the series creators want to end the show. Maybe it was more of this feels right for the ending of season 1 and more right for the ending of their story. Let's end it here. Maybe that's what he was trying to go for. Maybe that's what they were trying to go for. Sorry for the background noise, guys. Man. Okay. Season 2 would have been a maximum stress test for the couple, McNamara revealed. A story that really tests now they trust each other and they have a bond. How solid is that bond? It would have been a romantic thriller of the season, he shared. Likely, again, with one story that carried across like in the first season. So kind of like what the 9.4 storyline did for season 1. They were going to do... Okay, so it was going to be more like... Okay, I think I see what they were going to do with this. I feel like they were going to do a, no, fuck, what is that term? There's a term, I know what it is. It's not speaking to my brain right now. Maybe they were going to do, like, a specific story for each season. So, like, the 9.4 stuff, that was season 1. Season 2, they were going to focus on something different. There's a word. It starts with an A. They use it a lot for horror stuff. It's oh, fuck. What is that word? Analogy? No. Anthology. Wow, that took so long. Anthology. So maybe that was what they're going to do, was that each season was sort of an anthology crime. Anthology mission. I don't know. Maybe that's what they were going to try and do. I would have loved it, but oh well. There also would have been a question of whether they'd attempt to get married again after the relationship fell apart on what would have been their wedding day. And Cody DePablo wasn't sure they had to. Cody DePablo then says, I do think that when two people are together, whether they are married or not, they're still together. There's an energy thing, and that it just is. And so I don't think they have to. I think what they need to do is really kind of acknowledge that they feel an honesty, and I think that's the strength of the relationship, she explains. For Weatherly, the question was, what's the next level of their relationship? Does that mean that they have established the trust and they're going to have a proper wedding, and that Tali is going to start going to high school? I think there's something about moving into a very solid place, and just when you think that everything is super solid, some other aspect is everything blows up. Yeah. I will say, too, that what I did love about Tony and Ziva was that this was very different compared to the other NCIS shows that you get. The other NCIS shows are like, well, we have a dead body over here, let's investigate this, shall we? This was very different. This is a very... This show gave you what you wanted. It gave you Tony and Ziva. They didn't try to sugarcoat it. And I did like it because of that. Sorry for the background noise, guys. But yeah. Did you want to see a second season of Tony and Ziva? What you've wanted to tell us know in the comment section below. Wow. Guys. So no season 2. Wow, this sucks. This sucks badly. I mean, I will say this. I did say this in my finale review. I've said this in my overall thoughts review, and I will continue to say it again. Even though we do not have a season 2, this show did wrap up nicely. I will say that. This show did wrap up in possibly the nicest way. What I love about this show is that it's more of a miniseries feel. Even though we are not getting a season 2, I'm okay with that. This was a good miniseries. I think how they constructed this was phenomenal. Especially for just a 10-episode season. Like, wow. I mean, I think at first I was really hesitant on it being 10 episodes. I think at first I was really hoping we could just get like the normal 24 episode treatment, like normal NCIS seasons are. But I think they really managed to use their 10 episodes very well. And looking back at it, I think 10 episodes really would have made the show better. I don't think you could have stretched it out within 24. I think if you stretched it to 24, it really would have not hurt, but I think it would damage some aspects of it. So, sorry, a ring fell. Man, I'm surprised. I'm legit surprised. I'm trying to think, because why did this season end? Like, why did Tony and see? Because that didn't really give us much. The only thing I could think of as far as it ending is budget costs, because they did shoot the show like everywhere in Europe. So like, I'm trying to think. Declining viewership? What? People waiting to binge. Really? Declining viewership and data showing people waiting to binge watch rather than stream weekly. Then I guess wait until... okay. Viewer data. Streaming model changes. The weekly release schedule on the streaming service didn't translate to consistent day of viewership. Episodes came out every Thursday, guys. I was used to it by then. Wow. The creators intended to give Tony and Ziva definitive happy ending to season 1 rather than stretching into a stressful second season. Whatever. Budget costs, okay. I'm trying to... Because I thought, with this being a Tony and Ziva show, a Tony and Ziva, two characters that are well liked in the series, I was sure they would have knocked it out of the park with this. I will say this. This is probably the best NCIS spinoff we've ever gotten. I'm saying that. This is probably the best NCIS spinoff we've ever gotten. It's not better than the original, and come on, the original is the original, but out of every single spinoff we've gotten, this is probably the best one. And that's something, coming from me, because, like, I'm not really on board with these character spinoffs, but, like, I did see this one as really warranting, you know? And this was the one character spinoff where I was like, I feel like this one's warranted. Because, like, with Gibbs, with his origins, we know so much details about NCIS origins that, why is that show even existing? So, but whatever. I'm shocked. I'm appalled that this is ending after only one season. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, the show, and I will say, the show did wrap up nicely. It did give us a good miniseries. I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at what was given to us. So, but oh well. I guess all I would say is I'm just happy to see Tony and Ziva kick ass again. I was just happy to see that again. So, I was happy to see Michael Weatherly and Cote de Pablo back together. After how many years since they played these characters again. But yeah, I loved it. So, but yeah, this show did take up most of my September and most of my October as far as my content is concerned, but I don't regret it. I do not regret it. But yeah, so this is the end of the road, guys. For Tony and Ziva, it's hard to even say that. Wow. But yeah, if you want to check out my Tony and Ziva reviews, I've reviewed every single episode. I even have an overall thoughts review of season 1. Check those out. But yeah. I don't know. But until then, I don't have my sparkling cider with me right now, so, I don't know. Pretend I am. I wasn't even planning to make this video, guys. That's how this news has caught me off by. That's how badly this news has caught me off guard. But I hope you enjoyed my long journey of Tony and Ziva. And yeah, l'amour est puissant. See ya.